Today we are diving deep into the most cutting-edge developments in U.S. ground-based missile launchers destined for 2026 deployment and beyond. We'll explore the rise of autonomous, trucker-based systems, the rapid prototyping of hypersonic rounds, and how these fit into broader upgrades like Patriot, Typhoon, and longer-range hypersonic weapon programs. We start with the U.S. Army's effort to shake up the launcher game by pairing innovative missiles like Castleon's Blackbeard hypersonic round with a new autonomous launcher. Dubbed the Common Autonomous Multi-Domain Launcher, CAML, this system represents a leap beyond today's HIMARS or MLRS vehicles. The Army's 2026 budget includes $25 million for development, with a proof-of concept demo expected between January and March 2026, followed by 10 flight-test prototypes on M142 HIMARS platforms later in the fiscal year. Wikipedia. +4. Breaking Defense. +4. The War Zone. +4. Blackbeard is offered as a cost-effective hypersonic option. It's meant to deliver roughly 80% of the precision strike missile increment 4 capability at a significantly lower cost per round, offering a cheaper, faster, more agile approach than legacy LRHW systems. Breaking Defense. +1. The War Zone. +1. The concept hinges on integrating 2 pods on an autonomous truck platform CAML-M, leveraging a tactical vehicle chassis compatible with MLRS munitions or advanced interceptors. This brings us to HIMARS. The Autonomous Multi-Domain Launcher is effectively an unmanned cousin of the M142 HIMARS, with remote air-controlled launcher systems capable of carrying 2 pods versus the current one. It's interoperable with existing HIMARS and MLRS munitions. The Warzone +15 Wikipedia +15 Breaking Defense +15. Imagine the flexibility. You can deliver precision strike, counter-drone payloads, or air defense interceptors without risking crew in contested zones. Replacement of human operators in the cab yields reduced vulnerability and lower manpower requirements. All of this is part of the broader CAML vision, which includes a heavy variant designed for Tomahawk, Patriot interceptors, or even future hypersonic canisters. Breaking Defense. +1. The War Zone. +1. The goal is modularity and scalability. Medium truck variants like CAML-M can handle MLRS pods, while CAML-H steps in for larger, strategic roles. Zooming out, the U.S. also intends to massively expand its Patriot air defense missile inventory. For fiscal 2026, the Army requested quadrupled procurement from 3,376 to 13,773 missiles, part of a $1.027 Macron billion line item FWMag.com +2 Defense 1 +2 DBGLES +2. This builds magazine depth amid growing threats in the Middle East and Ukraine theater. FWMag.com +4 Defense 1 +4 The Warzone +4. Bloomberg separately reported that over $1.3 Macron billion had been earmarked for interceptor purchases in FY 2026. Wikipedia +4 Yahoo +4 DBGLES +4. But Patriot is far from the only weapon under the Army's modernization lens. Enter Typhoon, also known as the Medium-Range Capability or Strategic Medium-Range Fires System. Typhoon mounts 4 SMA-6 or Tomahawk missiles in a 40-foot ISA container launcher on an HEMT chassis. It's not just conceptual. U.S. Army batteries deployed Typhoon operationally in the Philippines in 2024 during joint exercises. Wikipedia +1 Business Insider +1. Successful test launches of SMA-6 and Tomahawk from the system were already recorded by June 2023. In addition, NATO partners like Germany are preparing to host US longer-range capabilities including Typhoon, SMASIX, Tomahawk, and developmental hypersonic weapons as episodic deployments in 2026. Business Insider. This marks a strategic pivot in response to changing global treaties and tensions, like the end of the INF Treaty and lessons from Ukraine. Business Insider. Overlaying all these ground systems is Space Force's delayed Next General Overhead Persistent Infrared (APA) missile warning satellites. Initially slotted for launch in 2025, the first GEO satellite is now postponed to spring 2026, amid congested launch schedules. Defense News +1 Orbital Today +1. These satellites will improve early detection of missile launches, providing faster warning and sensor data to support ground-based interceptors. Returning to ground-based hypersonics, the Army's Dark Eagle longer-range hypersonic weapon project remains on track. An A2 missile battery with trucks and command vehicles is planned. The system had test setbacks in 2023, but it passed a full end-to-end flight test at Cape Canaveral in December 2024. Business Insider +3 Wikipedia +3 The Warzone +3. This positions Dark Eagle as a peer to Russian and Chinese hypersonics. In air-launched hypersonics, the AGMA 183 AARRW was cancelled in 2023, but revived in MEDA 2025. Funding in FY 2026 aims to resume procurement while developing the next-generation hypersonic attack cruise missile. Wikipedia. Meanwhile, modernization also continues in strategic lifting. The Air Force is upgrading BA-1B Lancer bombers with external heavier stores pylons capable of carrying 5,000 pound-class weapons, including future hypersonics. The FY 2026 budget requested $50 million to develop this pylon system. The Warzone. These pylons could double the bomber fleet's standoff arsenal ahead of the BA-21 radar fielding the Warzone. All these systems ground-automated missile trucks, expanded Patriot stock, Typhoon container launchers, heavy bomber hypersonics, and space-based early warning comprise a layered, integrated U.S. long-range strike and defense network for 2026 and future operations. Let's visualize the operational concept. Camel M trucks roam across primed terrain, ready to deploy Blackbeard hypersonics or MLRS munitions without any crew inside. They are networked into satellite sensors, receiving warning and target data via APA constellations. Nearby Typhoon containers stand ready to launch SMASIX or Tomahawk missiles deep into adversary territory, while Patriot systems shield against incoming threats. In parallel, Dark Eagle hypersonic batteries and BA-1 bombers with external pylons provide strategic flexibility. Technologically, the shift is striking. Autonomous launchers reduce risk, accelerate reaction, and free manpower for other tasks. Blackbeard's rapid prototyping challenges traditional defense timelines: design, build, test cycle compressed into months instead of years. Breaking defense. Typhoon's repurposed Navy missiles on Army trucks show cross-domain innovation. And the hypersonic push across ground, air, and space reveals a clear priority: speed is survival. Yet challenges remain. Autonomous systems must ensure robust communication links, secure remote operations, and cyber resilience. Hypersonic weapons require advanced materials and precision guidance under extreme conditions. Launch pad and satellite delays as seen in APA and Dark Eagle remind us that technological ambition must balance logistics and testing rigor. Strategically, deploying long-range systems in Europe alongside NATO allies conveys deterrence. Episodes of Typhoon in Germany signal a return of forwarder-based strike options. Business Insider. Massive Patriot interceptor build-up shows commitment to defense depth. Those investments reflect readiness not just in doctrine, but in budgets and procurement. By 2026, the US long-range fires architecture will look vastly different. Tracked HIMARS evolve into autonomous fleets. MLRS payloads yield to hypersonics. Containerized Typhoon batteries enable flexible deployment. BAR-1 bombers become hypersonic-capable standoff platforms. Upper satellites integrate with missile clouds from ground to space. If plans hold, January 2026 will see the first Blackbeard test launches from Camel prototypes. FY 2026 Patriot deliveries will ramp up massively. Apogeo nodes will begin orbiting, feeding targeting nets. Dark Eagle will mature as a strategic asset. By year's end, global posture shifts, missile clouds and early warning arcs will embody an advanced US capability network. For adversaries, this era signals deterrence through speed. Threats are targeted across multiple domains with minimal warning. That blitz factor is the new doctrine: you strike faster, smarter, remotely, and from anywhere, space, air, or ground. And you do it in monthly prototyping cycles, not multi-year programs. So what does this mean for the viewer? First, hypersonics are no longer distant science fiction, they're being fielded now, cheaply, and rapidly. Second, unmanned launches represent autonomy leaps that reduce risk. Third, integration across systems, missiles, aircraft, satellites is building a seamless defense strike grid. And finally, 2026 will likely mark the tipping point where speed becomes imperative in warfare: speed in development, speed in deployment, speed in engagement. No longer are missiles launched by soldiers in trucks, they're released from driverless launchers. No longer are missile tests taking years, they're happening in months. No longer does flexibility hinge on singular platforms, it's now about modular containers, uncrewed autonomy, and multi-domain webs. In short, by 2026, the US missile launcher landscape will be transformed, smarter, faster, networked, and ready to counter future threats with unprecedented agility. Keep this timeline in mind: first Camel tests early 2026, satellite launches soon after, full Patriot stock delivery through FY 2026, Typhoon episodic deployments, BAR-1 pylon upgrades starting to appear, Dark Eagle fielding lagging into 2027-2028. AGMA 183A revived procurement. That's the roadmap. So as you follow defense updates over the next months, watch for test videos of Blackbeard from autonomous trucks, upper satellite capabilities, Typhoon launches in Europe, and Patriot delivery numbers. These are the milestones signaling you're seeing the dawn of a new missile era.